everyone, it's Dr. Mara Groom with Lakes Regional Family Medicine. I'm here to answer some of the common COVID questions that we've been getting in the last few weeks. So the first question is, if I've already had COVID, do I still need to get the vaccination? The short answer is yes. The longer answer is that we know that COVID antibodies are present in your body for about 90 days following infection. For some people it might be longer, for some people it might be a little bit shorter than that. So if you have the opportunity to get the vaccination within that 90-day window, there is no reason that you can't just go ahead and proceed. But if you've had COVID recently, you can have a little bit of assurance that you should have some innate protection for about 90 days following the infection. The second question that we've had is, once I get the vaccination, do I need to wear a mask? And so the answer to that's a little more complex. So the Moderna vaccine, which is what we've been primarily giving out in Dickinson County, has about a 95% protection rate from COVID. The good news is that if you were to become infected with COVID, your chances of having severe illness are very, very low. So that's to say, even if you're in that 5% that still acquires COVID, you're probably not going to get critically ill from it. What we don't know is how well the vaccination keeps you from giving COVID to others. So if you're in that 5% that still gets infected with COVID after the vaccination, it's still possible that you could pass it on to other people. And because of this, I would say yes. When you're in public, please still wear a mask. You know, when I thought about where I wanted to practice and where I wanted to settle down, a large part of the reason that I chose rural Iowa is just because we take care of each other, right? And so if in 1 year or 5 years we look back and say, you know what, we probably didn't need to mask after the vaccine, I'm gonna look back and say, you know what, I did everything that I could to protect my neighbors. And at the end of the day, that's really what, being a neighbor and being in a small town is all about. And then the last question kind of ties into that. So now that Governor Reynolds has lifted that mask mandate, can businesses, can hospitals still enforce the wearing of masks while you're in the business or while you're on their campus? And yes, they absolutely can. So that proclamation lifted some of the restrictions regarding gatherings and the number of people in a gathering, but private businesses still do have the right to mandate that you wear a mask when you are on their property. Same thing at the hospital, we're still going to be requiring masks, even if you're vaccinated, even if you've had COVID. Again, when we talk about protecting those of us who are more susceptible to COVID, we just ask that you do what you can to protect people. So because of that, all of our campuses are going to continue to require masking in the near future until we can kind of get to that herd immunity level. So rest assured, thank you first of all to those of you who have filled out the online surveys. We've had over 2,000 surveys come in. We're hoping to start to get a larger number of those vaccines weekly. And so I've heard lots of the nurses making phone calls, getting people signed up. So it's a really exciting day when we can make someone's day like that. But definitely the number of people who want the shot compared to the number of shots that are coming in, the need still outweighs what we're being given. So please be patient. Rest assured that public health has received those questionnaires, and they just don't have the time or the manpower right now to reach out and let you know. But we hope to get everyone immunized. We kind of hope to get back to the way that things were a year ago, and it's just going to take some time. So thank you everyone for being patient, for being nice, and just for being neighborly. You're the reason that we're all staying safe right now. So have a good day.